Hello farmers, welcome back to No Man's Land. It is time to do the sunflower harvest because it's our last fields to do. I did go ahead and lease the sunflower header, corn header, sunflower header, for the 770, so we are good to go. It was like $2,700 to lease that, so hopefully I can get these fields done within the hour. I have taken care of a few things. If we go to the precision farming map here, our score is up to 60. Our grass field's all right around 100. I did take care of the weeds down here, quote-unquote weeds down here. There was no weeds growing, but, you know, if you bring the spot sprayer down here, I want to make sure I got that up to where it could be. And I took care of the weeds in this field. There was weeds in this field here because I did not plow this field. And I tried coming over here to take care of the weeds in the sugarcane field that we just harvested. It says weeds are growing, take care with herbicide, but I came over with a spot sprayer. But since no weeds are actually growing out of the ground, the spot sprayer didn't do anything, but on the score in that lot of land did go up to 100%. A couple of things people are, we're all trying to figure out the scoring here. Like most people, the ones that have been using it for a while, they said you got to wait for about 2 harvests for everything to actually calculate correctly. Someone did say you needed to use organic fertilizer, I think they said, possibly, to get a score of 100. That's not true because over at the grass fields, I haven't used any organic fertilizer. It's all artificial. And our scores are 100 there. Also, while we're on this map, a lot of people did say, I shouldn't say a lot of people, like maybe 5 or 6, when we did the sugarcane harvest, we could have put the trailer in the back of the forage harvester, which is true. We did mention that the first harvest we did with the sugarcane harvester itself. I probably should have done it on that because that sugarcane harvester doesn't really throw the crop as you saw with the forage harvester did. I used to do that with the forage harvester, where I used to put the trailer behind it and harvest that way, but I stopped doing that in 15 because I found it easier for myself just to let a worker harvest it, and I go around with the trailer and do it that way. Well, let's go ahead and get started on this sunflower harvest so we can get this on over to our oil factory and start producing some sunflower oil. The money is, we're starting to get some more income coming back in because the BGA is now active once again. So I got that taken care of. So that's going to be bringing in about maybe $2,500 to $3,000 per hour, which is good. And that should be good to go for a little while anyways. I brought the rest of the sugar cane over to make sugar, which we got plenty of. So we don't have to worry about that anytime soon. And I've been taking care of our factories. I went to the Big Red Barn. Make sure all the pallets are spawned. We're going to sell some of that stuff today. Also, the bread. We got some bread from Bread Pit, and also some cakes to sell to bring in some cash. And while I've been working, I've been thinking, okay, what am I going to do for the winter months? One thing I need to do is I need to make sure I go around to all of our fields and make sure there are no trees right on the field's edge, so our workers don't get stuck. But we really haven't had a problem with that this year. But I want to make sure I take care of that. But I do need to get the sawmill back up and running at some point. I got about maybe 30,000 liters of planks left in the furniture store, so I want to make sure that keeps going on the way through. Someone else also did say we need to make the grass field bigger because that seems to be our money maker now, which is true. But making the grass field bigger right now is not going to help us out too much until I upgrade the BGA and put down a bigger fermenter, because we are not processing the stuff at the BGA faster than what we're making right now. So we got to upgrade the BGA before we make the grass field bigger. But I am thinking about making another big field, and that'll be down, if I turn around here, it'll be down yonder, where we plowed that field, down by the grain mill basically. Alright, so we got plenty of room down there. I think making a big field, and that big field could be for many things. I could either put sugar beet into it. And why sugar beet? Well, the BGA will take sugar beet and process that into energy. Or we could make that into a cotton field to make a lot of cotton to go ahead and make fabric to make clothing. Or for the future, when we eventually get a cereal production building down, we can plant nothing but oats into it and bring the oats over to the cereal factory and do that. So I think making a big field will be pretty good for us, but we need the money to kind of come on in before I venture that far. But I might, if I get time in the winter months, we might go ahead and do that. Also looking at some prices, we got some honey that's right in front of us, and I got a lot of pallets on that. That'll be sold in February, I do believe it is. That's when the price is highest for honey. I got maybe like 20 some odd pallets there or so to sell. So even though our money is looking kind of low right now, it was like the beginning of last episode where it's like, yeah, we barely got enough cash. That's because we had to prep all these fields, and we've been doing the precision farming, spending money on soil samples, putting lime down. Of course, I had to pay for some lime because we ran out of lime, fertilizer, and all that. So, yeah, just spending money left and right. But as you can see, precision farming does pay off because the increase in yield, and of course, if your environmental score gets high enough, which you get to be 15%, we can actually get an increase of sales of 15%, which is pretty big. That'll definitely pay off in the future. Also, another thing is someone just, I mentioned, hang on a second, the spot sprayer, the weeding spot sprayer. I said there's only one currently in game, and they said no, it's for all base games sprayers. And unless they do something differently after you buy it, so right here, this is the one that comes with the precision farming. It has the option for See and Spray, and if you click yes, it goes down here and explains what the See and Spray does. But it had a couple people, like 2 or 3, said it's all for all sprayers. But I went on to all the sprayers and it doesn't have the option there. So unless the option comes up like when you buy it and you turn on the helper HUD where you can actually turn it on, far as I can see, and far as I know, the only See and Spot sprayer is the one that comes with the DLC. But for anyone else that has used the base game ones and saying, yeah, after you buy it, you have the option there. So see, I don't have the option on any of the base game sprayers for the See and Spray. So far as I know, the only spot sprayer is the one that comes with the Precision Farming DLC. But I have not been on any of the map to test it, to buy a sprayer and see if it's working. But I would hope it wouldn't work, because I spent, what was it, like 40 grand for the See and Spot Spray sensors on our sprayer. But I did, in case I forgot to mention, I did take our See and Spot sprayer around to the fields and took care of all the weeds, even the fields that quote-unquote did not have weeds growing in them, like our grass field. But I think I did the grass field last episode as well. It's going to be kind of weird. So basically, every time I harvest grass, even though weeds don't grow in a grass field, I'm going to have to go there and spray for weeds that aren't there. But I'll just have to turn it on for a split second in that lot, so it registers I did it, I suppose, which is kind of weird. Oh, also, when I was doing the See and Spot spraying, hey, I gotta show you one more time here. So basically, this field here that we planted, this big field right here, we planted, and I had weeds growing in all the field, which I did. I just did one headland with the See and Spot sprayer, and all of these scores in those fields showed it as the weeds were 100% taken care of, and I had about this much more of the field with the weeds left into it. So just by doing the headland, Precision Farming saw that I did weeding, so it's like, good enough, I guess. So if you just want to cheese the score and not really care about too much of certain things, I guess you just got to do a little bit of work in that lot of land and it counts it. I'm not sure. It seems like they got to kind of fix that kind of a thing a little bit, I would think. So our score is probably going to drop a little bit in this 2 sunflower fields here. This is why I'm doing the harvest first, because I want to harvest it, and then I got to spread lime down on these fields, and I don't know if I'm going to do fertilizer in the fields, because I don't know what crop. We can't put the fertilizer down until we put the crop down in, so we'll have to wait on that. But at least we'll get the score back up a little bit, and maybe get our score above 60, and maybe get our sale price, we get a 4% increase. We shall see. And as for the store, I did look at the store for sale items. Not much has changed since I last shown you, but there is there's another Ideal Combine Harvester, but it's the PT. I think it's the 7 PT Ideal Combine is for sale. Interested, but currently we don't need another harvester, because we got the 770 and of course we got the 9T. How much longer am I going to have the 770? I don't know. I would like to keep it around just to have, because if I ever get where we got a lot of fields to harvest in a day, I can use both harvesters. But I can see in the distant future probably selling 770 and getting another big combine, kind of like the 9T. I don't want to get two 9Ts, but I would like to maybe mix up what kind of combines that we do have. So all these sunflowers, of course, will be going to our oil production, and then making sunflower oil, and then selling that sometime in January, I do believe. And that production should be done by then. But our focus today are these two fields here, and then selling some products, getting some cash. And then I won't actually have much money to spend in the winter, so we should accumulate a lot of it. And then it begins to think about, okay, what do I want to do for next season as for expanding the farm? We still have a few productions to get into. Grapes and olives are the main things, but that's going to cost a lot of money. One, it's going to cost a lot of money to put down the orchards, or groves, whatever you like to call it, because it's kind of like planting crop, but instead we're planting like small bushes and trees. And those are expensive. And that's not the most expensive part, because then we need all the equipment that goes along with working that material. A lot of the equipment that we have, we can't really use on an olive grove and a vineyard. You need all new equipment for that kind of stuff. That's why a lot of people say it's not too profitable, which is kind of true. I saw that in Elm Creek, but we were doing a small olive grove on Elm Creek, and it just didn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be feasible if we did small. We're going to go on the big side, I think. So it will pay off, but yeah, we just need a lot of equipment to get going. So I'm not sure what we're going to do all the cash next season. We'll have to wait and see when that comes, which could be in about maybe 2 or 3 more episodes, I would think. Because the winter months, I'm not going to have much to do. Like I said, the only thing I might do is start making a huge field down by the grain mill. And all I would do is probably grab the Fendt and our plow and just, I mean, it's going to be a big field. It's going to be probably our biggest field of all. When do I plant sugar beet? Because if I do get that going, I gotta see, is sugar beet in the spring? It is. Sugar beet right here, or it could be cotton. Those are one of the two crops I would put in there. Now, if I do sugar beet, I definitely got to upgrade the BGA, because our fermenter, we got the smallest fermenter that we can for that. So that's why it's taken a while to go through the silage that we have. So if I'm trying to ferment silage and sugar beet, chopped sugar beet into energy, I'm definitely going to have to up our game at the BGA. And I think the biggest fermenter that we saw, I think it was like $170,000, something like that. So also after doing that, I may have to put down a second generator, because we might be making more energy than what our generator can sell at double the rate. Nope, I'm just about full here. Wasn't paying attention, like always. Forgot what this combine holds. Is it 92.5? Nope, 93. Let's see. Oh, what? Teleport right to it. That's good. What was our score in these fields? I probably should look before I started. We're down in the 40s already. 45, 50. Yep. So I'll have to see how much better the score can we get. And I dropped my score down to 59 here, so... Alright, we'll see how we can get it done. But, yeah, let's get this sunflower harvest done, and we can move on to selling some products. Get our money on up. And then maybe we'll grab the Fendt, which, yes, I do need repair and fuel. Maybe we'll grab the Fendt and at least get the outline of the big field that I want to make this year started anyways.
You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds your place in your bed, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass.
Well, I was hoping to get this harvest done just before the hour would come up on the lease of the header, but nope, I just paid, I would say like $900, I think it was. So we will probably end up using the header for an hour and 5 minutes or so. I was trying to remember, I think last season when I harvested the sunflowers, we got a trailer, a full trailer load of sunflowers, plus maybe just shy of 1,000 liters that was left in the combine. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the same this time as well. Find out here soon enough. As for the scores, the environmental scores in these two fields were down like in the low 40s. So I'm hoping when I put lime back down this field that actually registers that I did. Some of the fields it's registering, and some of the fields it's not yet. Like I said, most people are saying gotta wait 2 harvests before it actually all evens out, so we'll see. But the good news is it's not affecting our overall score too much. Meaning we're still getting about 3% bonus when we sell some items, which we're going to be doing here pretty darn soon. But I'm going to put lime down this field first before we sell to see if I can get it back up high enough, or maybe even higher than it was before. Yeah, this road to our left, I was coming on down, I was thinking, well, we're getting close to the 1 hour. And I thought I had about maybe another 10 minutes or so before that came up. And I was wrong. Now the other header I could have leased for the 9T would have been twice as wide. So that means I would have got the harvest done in half the time. So yeah, I would have saved myself maybe a little bit on the, well maybe not a little bit, I actually would have spent more in the leasing, because that header there was like twice as much to lease. Like I said, this was like just under 3,000, but now it's up to 4,000 because of the extra hour. Either way. But honestly, when I leased the header, I didn't have the money to lease the other one because, well, the BGA has not made enough money yet, but now the BGA is doing what it's doing. Now, I am wondering, and I would think they have taken this into effect. I would assume, even with precision farming, the bees are still going to add some yield to the field. I would hope anyways. And there is our last field of harvest for the season. We are done harvesting until next year. But of course, we still got a lot of field prep to do. I do have one little... I don't know, are these considered stalks when it comes to sunflowers, like corn stalks, sunflower stalks? Got one stalk here. And I didn't even get a liter of sunflower off of it. Alright, whatever. Yeah, so am I going to fill the trailer? While that's doing that, let's go into the store and to the lease department. And, yep, we'll go ahead and return that. just because. Yeah, I still got that sitting there. Yeah, so this is the... Oh, a roller? That's a disc harrow. I thought it was going to be a roller, but it's a disc harrow. This is the ideal para level. Well, I said it was a 7PL. 7PL. And the price is not too bad at $185. Although I think that's why I paid for the 9T, honestly. But a cultivator, nope, we don't want that. And nope, I didn't even fill up the trailer this time. So that could be the effect of precision farming because, well, the field isn't as great condition as precision farming would like it to be in. So I'm going to bring the combine harvester, the 770, back to the farm. I'm going to wash it on up, park it away. Like I said, I would like to keep this for a while. But if I ever need some money, I don't know how much I could sell this for. I think we bought it brand new since it's only got 14 and a half hours on it. So I might get like 40,000, maybe 50,000 for it, somewhere around there. I don't remember what this combine cost us, but either way, I'm going to go back, wash up, park it on up. Bring the sunflowers over to the oil production building, turn that on, start making some sunflower oil. But we got to come back here with the McCormick, is my tractor of choice recently, and we'll come up here with the bridle spreader, put some lime down that field, see if that helps out our score for those two fields for now. And then, yep, we'll get to selling some product and get some money in our bank account because you never know what's going to come up for sale in the store. We are looking to buy a planter, the Kenzie planter. I want to definitely going to need that for next year for the sunflowers and also the cotton / sugar beet field, which we're going to start plowing today as well. With the combine all washed and put away, so we end up with 48,000 liters of sunflower. Take the new road. Well, I shouldn't. Well, yeah, I haven't taken this road many times, but the new road going from the supermarket on up to our sunflower field. There's the inn up there. I did not get no decorating done over the weekend, so nothing new to show on that front. Been rather busy lately. Might be coming on down here to the supermarket in just a moment. Like I said, we got bread and we got cakes to sell. But then, of course, we got everything from the Big Red Barn that goes to the No Man Land store. But we do got a lot of cake and a decent amount of bread to sell. Yeah, so our BGA, you know, in the springtime, if the money's right, I think at this point we'll be buying the planter and also upgrading the BGA with another fermenter so we can process more. Alright, so while that's unloading, alright, now we can go into here. And let's see, what's our score looking like up here? So 41, 42. Hopefully we can increase that a little bit. So that's interesting. It's showing the pH value in that field as good. Same thing in that field, but the pH value in these fields are not good. Okay, whatever. Let's go in here to the factories. And let's see here. That's a sugar beet sunflower oil. Yep, let's go ahead and activate that. So we should get about 24,000 liters of sunflower oil. Just a little shy of that. Alright, I'm going to bring the Fendt and the trailer back to the main farm. Trailer could use a good wash. Although I'm just going to be putting silage into it next, so maybe just leave it dirty for now. Grab the McCormick and the bridle spreader and let's get some lime down. So I'm probably, I don't know if I got any lime in that spreader or not, but to fill it's not going to only cost me like $4,000, so not too bad. Hopefully we don't need that much lime, although we're getting to the top of the hour soon, so the BGA will print us some money again, so that will help us out if we need it. I was about 1/3 full on the bridle spreader, so I had to spend a little bit of cash to top it off. See how much we use here. It looks like it's not going to use too much. So I might keep the burrito spreader for another day / month. Just because when I create the other field, I'm going to put some lime down on that one. That's probably going to take a lot of lime. I guess it all depends on the soil that's down there. So all the money I probably make overnight from the BGA might go into soil sampling and all that good stuff for the new field. Because I do plan on it being a big field because, you know, if we're going to make a field, might as well go big on it, right? And right now I'm kind of leaning going for cotton first. Just because our BGA is not quite set up for a lot of sugar beet. And if I do sugar beet, I'm going to also need to put down a silo because I need some place to store the sugar beet. Well, I guess I could store it on the ground, but that's not what I want to do. Actually, wait a minute. A lot of silos don't take sugar beet. Yeah, so that's why I think we'll just go with cotton first. Because we can definitely go ahead and make fabric and clothing with all that. But I'm hoping during the winter months that the planter I'm looking at comes up for sale. Although if another planter that's relatively close to what I'm looking at comes up for sale, you know, you can't turn on it. But it's kind of weird when you activate precision farming on a map that you already started on. So I'm trying to figure out why the field that we're in, it shows the pH value on the score chart as down to 0. But that sunflower field there shows the pH value as being not changed. It's at 100%, so I'm not really sure there. I think everything will make sense next year after we do our second harvest, because that's what everyone, you know, the ones that have played long enough on precision farming, yeah, they say, yep, 2 harvests and everything seems to even out. Okay. But in the meantime, I'm going to look at the scores and be flabbergasted, like, why does that doesn't make no sense. Yeah, so even if I got to go back and top off with some more lime, I got enough cash to do it. But in about 2 minutes, we're going to go from like $3,500 up to about $7,000 in the bank account. But definitely looking into upgrading the BGA just to be able to process the silage and eventually the sugar beet a little bit quicker. Because we can always expand that stuff. Now in the base game, it's about every 3 harvests that you're supposed to lime the fields, if you have that turned on. As for precision farming, I'm not sure how often we need to do it, but I guess it all depends on the soil type and maybe the crop you plant. In 19 with precision farming, it was still kind of the same, like every 3 harvests. It was roughly a good time to spread lime back down in your field. I don't think I'm going to get both of these fields done with 1 load of lime. Alright, so we didn't earn as much cash that hour, so I thought we were going to get to about 7,000. But we got up to 6,200. Which is just enough for me to go back down and top this off one more time. Now I would like to bring the Fendt down and start plowing, but I think I'm going to use the McCormick again. Only because the Fendt needs some fuel and it needs to be repaired. And right now, the money situation, I won't be able to do that. So I'll probably take the McCormick down and we'll at least get the perimeter of the field outlined for us. Well, yeah, the field's done. I checked on the scores and didn't change. It's not registering that the pH value is where it needs to be, so yeah, it's not going to help us out. But the good news is we're not going through that much lime on this field here, and yeah, I completely forgot about my next step here after doing this is selling some products. So I should be able to fix the Fendt and top it off with some fuel, then we'll go down and start plowing a new field. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it with the amount of liters I got left. So we'll just finish off what we got left, and then, yeah. I'll take care of this later on. But since it's not changing our overall score any, might as well go ahead and sell the products now because we're not going to get much more of a bonus than what we already have. So our Mack Anthem truck is already hooked up to the Krone trailer and it's already full of product. So I'll see you down by the No Man Land store and we'll sell our first truckload. We'll have to go back to the Big Red Barn and get the rest of the pallets because it's going to take 2 trips. Like I said, she's good and full, and don't worry about the money going down. That's just the Bredal spreader filling up with lime. Probably dropped my account down to about $2,000. But you can see in the trailer we do have some soy drink, we got popcorn, we got French fries, we got oat drink. We also have premium potatoes, we got tomato sauce, then we have oatmeal, and then of course we got ourselves some salad. Then we'll have to go back to the Big Red Barn and get about maybe another 10 or so pallets of product. Going to go ahead and wait for our Bredal spreader to finish filling up with lime so we can kind of see our money total for here. Yeah, $4,130 worth of lime, bring us down to $2,135. And there is everything. So we got an additional $291 for our environmental score, but we brought in $11,000 worth of product. All right, go back to the Big Red Barn, get the rest of the pallets, bring that on down and sell that. And then I'll grab the T6 back in the main farm, head on down to Bread Pit, and then I got to figure out where I'm going to be selling the bread and the cakes at. Well, I said 10 to about a dozen. Actually, it's about 20 pallets. So I expect to get about half the cash that we did the first time. Because the first time it was 40 pallets, and now we got 20. Yep, somewhere around there, so not too bad. Since we got the Mack Anthem truck and the trailer already here, maybe we'll just go ahead and get the bread and cakes from here. If they're going to the same location, which I don't know. Let's see, cakes can go right here to the No Man Land shop as the highest price, but they're all pretty much even. And bread is going right here as well. The price is actually going down here, but it's definitely the best price. So the cake and the bread, both high prices right here, so might as well load them all up right in this trailer and bring them on over. And we got a good amount of cakes, and we got a decent amount of bread. We do have about 190,000 liters of flour in Bread Pit, so they can make tons of bread. Tons and tons of bread. And the weird thing is, when I was going around the corner, one of my foliage trees started... Oh, there they go. They're starting to flicker again. Don't know what's causing that. Anyways, let's go over to here. And am I close enough to the bread? I am. Good. And kind of load up all those cakes. So we got 9,000 liters of bread and 10,400 liters of cakes. That should be a good amount of cash coming on in. Oh, I think I just picked up another cake. Is there any more that needs to be spawning here? Maybe I should wait a second here. Let's see. Bread and cake. So that's going to be it. Alright, so now we're selling something that's going to have a good amount of money behind it, so good to see, be really good to see what the bonus is going to be. I mean, it's still 3%, but... Can I get at least a $1,000 bonus from selling this stuff is the question. Alright, look at that money. Okay, we're getting more than I thought we were going to be getting. So yeah, 51,101 and 1,353 in the bonus. So that is pretty darn good. I'm liking that a lot. So that's not too bad at all, giving us a total of just shy of 72,000 in our bank account, which is more than enough to go ahead and fix up the Fendt and fill up with some diesel fuel. So now it's time to bring that on down and let's see if we can start outlining a new field. I still got my 9T and the header in here to be repaired, and I haven't done that yet. So, first things first, let's go ahead and repair the Fendt for 5,052. Yep, we'll do that. The Ideal Combine Harvester is 1,822 to repair. We'll go ahead and do that. And the header is 259. And the trailer doesn't need to be repaired at all. You'd hope it wouldn't, but so that's repaired. But we do need some diesel fuel. 702 for diesel. Overall, I guess it's not too bad. Now let's grab our plow, and maybe I should double check to make sure our plow doesn't need to be repaired. Just barely sneaks in that shed. Let's see, I wonder if I can get in far enough here. $6 to repair that, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, let's get on down there and see. Uh-oh, am I stuck? I might be stuck. Why is it bouncing me forward? Is the plow hitting the... Oh, the plow is actually hitting the roof of the shed. Alright, so... we can fix this problem by moving some stuff around. Alright, so now the question becomes... how big is too big? I think here it doesn't matter. Because I'll probably have workers doing most of the work. We'll have to get rid of some trees. Actually, let's just sneak across over to here. I was thinking about going all the way to the edge of the map, but that would be huge. Alright, so maybe I'll slow my roll and maybe to like go halfway. Now we should be right on the edge of the map. I think we are. Hang on a second. Yep, we're right on down here. I thought about doing this whole section here, but I may just go up to here for now. And then maybe later on do something with this over here. I don't want to get too close to the edge of the map, because I don't know if that'll screw up some things. I'll lower that down, and then hit this button to create fields. Now, I don't know how this is going to affect our score overall until I get some things done on it. So somewhere like right around here. So like I said, I think this upcoming season will be a cotton field, and then maybe in the future also I can also do sugar beet to feed the BGA, and or once we get a cereal production going, I could plant oats down here, because cereal does gonna need a whole bunch of oats, but we're still a ways off from cereal because I gotta do grapes and raisins and all that good stuff. Use some space between this field and that field. So if I scroll on out and go to here, yeah, so right now it doesn't show a score in this field because I haven't done. It doesn't know the field's there yet, I guess. Give it a little bit of time. One good thing about creating a new field is I'm going to get a lot of stones off of it, so I will be able to pile up a little bit of lime. Not a whole lot. Probably not enough lime to take care of this field in itself. But it's not going to actually take me too long to create this field. Yeah, I was thinking, like I said, maybe going down to the edge there. I may change my mind later on. I mean, I'm not that much further on down, so I could make this whole thing here, but part of me wants to create like another field here. I think we'll just start with a field about this size here. Currently, I'm trying to see about buying soil samples for the field. Now, I know I just created the field, but it is showing here. And basically, when you have a field like this, you can come on down here. See, like I click on that lot here, I can purchase soil information. But right now, I cannot on this one. So I don't know if I have to restart the game for precision farming to realize that there is a new field there. Not too sure. But overall, it's not also affecting our overall score currently either by creating a new field. So, not too sure. Not too sure about that at all. Now, some of you keen eyes may be wondering, where did all the trees go? What did you do with the trees? I decided to use the Easy Development mod, which I always have activated. And you can delete any object that you want. So I'm not too worried about the trees at all, about cutting them down, getting whatever little I can from them. So I just walk up to them and hit a button, and they're gone. Just like that, stumps and all. Kind of funny. I do remember, like on the first couple of episodes, when basically we started with just a furniture factory, and we're bringing just a plain wood to the furniture factory. I said, yeah, we're going to cut down trees, and someone said, I remember a couple of comments. Someone sent me on Discord and said, you might want to start planting some trees down because you're going to go through them. We're still working on a little bit of forest that we have around the main farm, let alone all the other trees that are on here. But we'll have to get to that this winter, getting the sawmill fired back up, because like I said, we're getting a little bit low on the planks in the furniture store. So I will have to get that back up and running, and plus I want to cut down more trees, because eventually I do want to start getting my house built and start decorating around our house. Although I've had second thoughts of where I want to put the house, so I'm not too sure. I've been clearing out the trees around the main farm where I wanted to put the house originally, But now I'm thinking, do I want the house here? Or I found a couple of those spots like, you know, we can make a nice house up here. So I'm not sure yet where I want to put the house. But we definitely got to get some trees cut down. But over the winter months, what we have to do is kind of prep this field. Well, I got to pick up the stones and put down lime in it. I'm making the lime put down today only because then I can get rid of the Beetle spreader. And that way I don't have to pay an overnight fee on it at all. So I may get the lime spread in this field overnight or in between episodes. The stones then I'll pick up because the Beetle spreader is already full of lime, so it's ready to go. But I am going to have to purchase the soil information as well before I do that. Should have plenty of money. We got $64,000 in the bank account, so we should be good on that front. Now, the one thing I do have to remember is, since we're going to be putting cotton in this field, that I can plant it in February/March, I think, are the 2 months. I think a couple seasons ago I wanted to plant cotton, and I waited till April. I was like, hey, let's plant that cotton. I'm like, oh, I'm a little late for that. But this field should bring in a decent amount of cotton, hopefully. Although our sheep are doing rather well on the wool front, bringing in, so that does remind me I probably should fire up Tight Knit here pretty soon to start making fabric, so our clothes are ready to sell in April. It's not going to be like in previous years when we have all the cotton and everything, but it should bring in a decent amount of cash when time comes. So I have checked a couple times here while I'm plowing in this new field, and I still can't buy soil samples for the lots that this field is in, except for the one that we're probably currently in because there's already a field there. So I may have to save the game, restart it, and then see if Precision Farming will let me go ahead and buy the soil samples for these fields. Or I should say the lot. This plow is definitely coming in very handy compared to the original 4-meter wide one that we had. You just gotta look for it under the subsoil category on the Mod Hub, and then when you buy it in the store, it's under plows. Alright, one more little section here. And we have ourselves another field to take care of. Let's drive out here in the sunlight. Let's see if I go into here now. Okay, so it hasn't updated quite as of yet. But yeah, I'm clicking on lot 59 and nothing. I can buy the one for this, and that's going to cost me about 5 grand. Oh, it tells you right at the bottom there, Peanut. You don't have to do the math, it does it for you. 5,000, so we'll go ahead and do that. So boom, there we go. So this should also be fully functional. And that one there. And that one, how about if I go to change the category, then go back to it? No. Alright. Let me go ahead and save the game. I'll restart it, and then hopefully we can do it then. Okay, save the game. Now reload it back in. Let's go on in, and I've already checked just to make sure, because, what would be the point? Yeah, now we can go ahead and do some soil sampling on these two fields here. I know I can go ahead and get the tool to do it for me. Well, I have to do it, but I'm too lazy. I'd rather pay the $2,100 for this field to go ahead and do that. And how much is this field going to cost me? $6,300. There we go. And now if I were to scroll on in, overall the score is not too bad. It's kind of funny, like this lot here, this whole field, it hasn't been direct reeled, or the weeds have been taken care of. Oh, well, technically there are no weeds because we plowed. But yeah, it shouldn't register anything there, but whatever. It is what it is. Our overall score hasn't been hurt at all by creating this field, so not too bad. Although, now it's time to go ahead and spread some lime in this field and pick up the stones. I'll do that in between episodes, so I can return the burrito spreader for the day. That way I'm not paying another overnight fee. And I'll get that done, but yeah, this will be our future. It's not just a particular field. Like I said, cotton, sugar beet, maybe oat field combination. And I may change that field into one as well. And when we eventually get ourselves a cotton module harvester and a sugar beet harvester, we'll probably have sheds down here as well, growing a quote-unquote third farm down here. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, not too bad. So yeah, we ended up with $50,000 in our bank account so far. The day's not over yet, but the BGA is making cash. And so are we. Brad Pitt came in very handy today. He brought us a whole bunch of cash with the bread and the cakes. But anyways, that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in No Man's Land. But until then, have a good one.